We're now to burglary, and if you've ever worried about coming home or even getting up in the morning to find your house burgled, you'll be particularly interested in our next story. We bring you face to face with a burglar, a young man who's made a very nice career, thank you very much, out of breaking into homes like yours. In this report, we reconstruct a typical break-in to show how vulnerable the average home is. Here's Paul Martin.
The chances are it'll happen to all of us at least twice in our lifetimes. There's one every minute up and down the country. It's doubled in the last 10 years. Burglary, the most feared crime in Britain today. It's most common right now in the winter months. Surprisingly, a burglar strikes most often in the early afternoon when we're at work or out shopping. Only 1 in 5 happen while we're asleep. The odds on a burglar being caught are low. So low, in fact, that a top police chief has said investigating the average break-in is a waste of police time. The public, though, are demanding more protection. So tonight we gain a unique insider's view of burglary. A criminal reconstructs his crime. A crime he sees as a professional battle of wits against the law, with the odds heavily stacked in his favor.
You feel good because you see, you sort of look at an house and you think, oh, could do that like, I mean, quite easy, like, I mean, seeing you know that you could get into their house like they couldn't stop you. You know, it's sort of, you know, you sort of got the power, like, I mean, to do it like that. It's like sort of being on drugs, like, I mean, like, people who take heroin and, you know, cocaine, all this kind of crap, like, I mean, they're on sort of cloud 9, you're on sort of cloud 10, like, I mean, because, you know, it's, you're all, as I say, you're all tensed up and the adrenaline's flowing and you just feel really keyed up like that.
Paul James has been a criminal for 15 years, since he was 9. His childhood was one state home and Borstal after another. He's now under an 18-month suspended sentence, and he's already had 2 spells behind bars. He's now got a job at a knitwear factory, but he's bored and says he's sure he'll be tempted to burgle again, even though if he's caught, he'd be jailed for years. He takes pride in being a professional who'd never just ransack or smash up a place. He goes out alone, without tools, and works by instinct. On patrol through a posh suburb, he can sense the right place to burgle as soon as he sees it.
If it's smart looking house, like we get about £2,000, like, I mean, jewellery-wise, and if it's posh enough, then you sort of go and have a go at it. If you ain't got any alarms, then you can get in like that. Just any house, really, that's sort of posh looking and got all the money like that.
How important is it for the house to be secluded, or does it matter if it's overlooked by houses alongside or by neighbours?
Well, it's better if it's all closed off, but there again, it don't make much difference because you don't have to worry about neighbours nowadays. Like, I mean, you know, so years and years and years ago, you know, I mean, when it was sort of united England, like, everybody knew what everybody else was doing, like, I mean, but over the last, 10 years, no one's took any notice, like, so you don't have to worry about them. But as I say, it's better if it's secluded because then you can take your time, like, and you don't have to worry about anybody seeing you, so you're all right.
Once you've decided which house to tackle, how do you go about it?
Well, you sort of walk to the front, knock on the door, give him 5 minutes, and then you sort of have a look through the windows. And you go round the back, look for an easy way in, you know, small window or open window or French windows. You'd be surprised how many people leave the windows open. You know, it's sort of an attraction for all burglars because, as I say, you know, you can get about £2,000 worth of jewellery if you do the right houses. And they all leave kitchen windows open and patio doors, like, I mean, they're dead weak, they are anyways, you force them easy, but often leave them open anyway, like, yeah, so you sort of walk around and you slide the door up and you like walk into your own house, like, yeah. If you go in, then you sort of get through the window you got in, or the door, or whatever, like that. So you leave that window open, and then you sort of open all the other escape routes, like, say, back door and the front door, and patio doors, and whatever doors that are there. So if anybody coming through, say, the front door, you get out through one of the other doors or windows, like that. And then you're sort of free to do what you want, like, I mean, look for jewellery and money and things like that, So once you've got your escape route sort of thing, like, I mean, you just sort of take your time.
You say you take your time. I mean, how much time can you take in a premise?
Oh, you don't take that much time. I mean, you only need about, what, 15 minutes at the most. I've been in houses, like, I mean, I've sort of cooked myself a meal, like, I mean, but it just depends on how you're feeling at the time.
Once you're inside, what are you looking for?
Well, anything of value, anything worth selling. See, like, jewellery and money and things like this, like, easy things to carry, like, unless, of course, you've got transport, and then sort of take the telly and the video and Wi-Fi.
If you're doing a job where people are actually upstairs, is there a risk they'll come running down the stairs to catch you?
Oh yeah, you know what I mean, but you see, if you're quiet enough, like, I mean, you sort of do it while they're having a conversation, like, you know, like I did one where this here geezer was telling his missus to shut up because he got to work in the morning, like, I was sat downstairs listening to him, like, bottom of the stairs, like, you know, I was taking his money, like, yeah. But there are the risks, but you got enough exits to leg it.
If someone does come down the stairs after you, would you stand and fight?
No, it's too risky, that is, like, I mean, so you got aggravated burglary then, like, I mean, that's too risky. That's about 7 years in prison, like, yeah, something like that. Like, so it's not really worth it, like, I mean, you're in the wrong anyway. So if you got took to court for ramping a bloke who's caught you burgling his house, so even though you could probably do him for GBHV at you, but the law would be more on his side, you see, so you get done for aggravated burglary. I've found stuff all over the place, like, you know, like money in freezers and things like this, like, I mean, or on the carpets and beds and things like this. It's just places that they think, yeah, well, you won't look like, but you sort of tend to look anyway, like, just, you can sort of suss a place out when you go in, like, I mean, where the money might be, like, I mean.
Assuming you've stolen, besides jewellery, something like a video, how would you go about getting it out of the house and then getting rid of it?
Yeah, well, if you nicked a video, then you'd sort of cover it up with something like, say, a bag, or if there's a big enough suitcase, like, you lob it in that and just take it away, like, you know, and then go and get in touch with the fence, whom you flog them to anyway.
How do you know who is a fence?
Well, when you're in that kind of business anyway, see, they sort of happen to be there. I don't know, you just, someone will always say to you, oh, him over there, you know, he buys knocked off stuff, like, I mean. Yeah, it's Tony there. Yeah, it's Paul. Yeah, I've got a video and some jewellery. Are you interested? Yeah, could you come and fetch it then, like, and pick it up? Yeah, how about outside the Duke? 20 minutes. Yeah, okay then, mate. Cheers.
Do you get a fair price from your fence?
Well, no, not really. You can never get a fair price for it, I mean, but there again, she gave for notes anyway, so anything's a fair price. But you see, if you was to sort of flog a video, £400 video, then you'd only get, say, sort of £100 for it. You see, so it's not really a fair price, but the point is you got it for notes anyway, so whatever you get off him is all profit. There you go, mate.
Surviving. Just.
What you got for me?
Not a lot. Bit of jewellery in a video.
How much you want for this?
About 200.
You must be joking. A bit of Mickey Mouse jewellery in here, love.
That's so. The rest of it's good stuff.
I'll give you 120 and risk being robbed. How's that?
Rob my arse, go on then.
All right?
Yeah.
Hey, I've got a living to make, kid.
No, yeah, so have I.
Paul James insists he has his own standards of right and wrong. The biggest sin is grassing on your fellow burglar. He wouldn't burgle pensioners. Once he says he put money he stole back in an old lady's letterbox when he found out she was poor. But won't he face up to the fact that burglary is simply wrong?
Yeah, well, let's face it, like, I mean, everybody's trying to screw off everyone else some way, aren't they? Like, I mean, you see, you're on television, so you con me into buying one soap powder, when I know that's just as good as the last one. See, like, you see all these gaffers that are supposed to be sort of goody-goody, like, I mean, see, they sort of find out 12 or 15 years later that they've been screwing off the firm for the last 12 years. See, now, you see, that's the same as I'm doing. You see, so, therefore, you know what I mean, it's not right, you know what I mean, I'm not saying it's right, but the point is if you need it, then you've got to go and get it, haven't you?